Welcome to Your Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And remember when I said I was going to take a whole week and a half off? I lied. We're back today, only for a day though. The morning's not busy for me, so I figured I'd turn on the camera and talk about some movie news, like the Barbie movie becoming $1 billion film. Cool, man. Can't wait for that. I'll do my review for Meg 2, The Trench. TMNT 2, Mutant Mayhem. Scream 7 gets a new director. That's an interesting topic to talk about. We'll talk about Yoshi casting possibilities for Super Mario 2. Incredible Hulk 2, really? What's going on with Phase 5 in the MCU? But we start off today's show by talking about the weekend's box office. Let's just take a look. For the weekend of August 4th to the 6th, the top 5 go as number 1, Barbie. Number 2, Meg 2, The Trench. Number 3, Oppenheimer. Number 4, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And number 5 was Haunted Mansion. So yeah, I said Sound of Freedom should hopefully drop out of the top 5 this week, and it did. Good. So Haunted Mansion hanging in there in the 5th spot. That's good, I think. But Barbie holding on to its number 1 spot is the talk of the town. Ryan Gosling surprised the director Greta Gerwig with a Barbie flash mob for her birthday. Fascinating. And there's Ryan Gosling with the director Greta right there. Okay, happy birthday. Let's see what this is all about. Now, I don't know if I can play the sound for you guys. This is a flash mob? I thought a flash mob is when like a whole bunch of people show up. I'm not seeing it here, man. Oh, okay. So some people did show up there, it looks like. It's not a huge mob. There's Greta in the background there, I guess. All right. But is Ryan Gosling actually there? Or is that just him and singing? I don't know what the heck that is. Is that Gosling there? So did he perform it again? What's going on here? How long is this video? No, that doesn't look like Ryan Gosling. Maybe he organized it. As Ken knows, sometimes the only way to express your feelings is through song and dance. Okay. That was so beautiful. And when she informed that, Gosling came up with the idea of the poet. Okay, so he just came up with the idea. All right. Wow. Anyway, Barbie, number 1, $1 billion film. 459 domestically, 572 internationally for $1.3 billion, guys. It's on track, and it's not slowing down, man. Like 43%. It is, but like, I mean, it's not drastically like 67% drop or anything like that. This is its 3rd week, guys, and it's dropped 43%. And then that drop of 43% is still $53 million at the box office. Wowzers. That's great. And because Gran Turismo moved off its date this coming week, I don't know what's in store for it. Barbie and Meg 2 will have some time here to, well, ride the wave. Meg 2. But anyway, good for Barbie. Everybody liked Barbie, and just really happy for Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig and all of that cast and crew. So will we be getting a Barbie 2? Probably. Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't. When you get box office results like that, you're gonna have to go with the punches. So the new releases, let's get into those. Meg 2, 30 million domestically. Really? 30 million domestically, 112 internationally, for a worldwide total of 142 for the Meg 2. And guys, I went out and saw the Meg 2, and I really enjoyed it. So I don't know if this is a video of me inside the theater that I saw. This was called Screen X, where this is the screen in the background here, the main screen. But along the walls, they projected out the side. So it's like a 360 kind of panoramic view. I didn't record much of it, but I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of an example of this. And I'll show this again when I do my formal review. Because I just, I want to show that that's what the screen looked like, kind of thing. Actually, I didn't pan all the way over on that one. I should have turned the camera like that. But just to give you guys an idea of the theater that I saw it in, Meg 2, that's a pretty good result, right? 142. Ooh, 28% by the critics, 73% by the audience. So people who saw it said they liked it. It was an hour and 56 minutes. Actually, I thought it felt shorter. It felt like it was only an hour and 30 minutes, but I don't know, I guess. If you saw my reaction, guys, I said that I actually preferred the acting and the camaraderie of the crew over the CGI shark stuff. And this little girl, she was trying, man. She was really trying, and some of the scenes that she's in really helped sell just like the dramatic scope at it. And this guy too. Yeah, they did some nods to where you thought they were going to go the same route as Deep Blue Sea. Now, I'll go into this in my review too, guys. The sharks don't look real. They're not supposed to. They know it's supposed to be silly and stuff like that. But we'll go and take a look at some of the snapshot reviews when I come out of this little thing. Meg 2 box office explained. Why do we need a box office explained for Meg 2? Are you saying that it wasn't worth that much money? Are you saying that people shouldn't have gone out to see it? Well, people did. Statham fans united to come out and watch Meg 2 take a bite out of the Oppenheimer weekend's box office, but couldn't beat Barbie. And Turtles just wasn't there. Turtles didn't even make the third spot. It didn't even make Oppenheimer. What did I say last week? I thought it was a Barbie, Meg 2, and then TMNT. Actually, didn't I? Or did I have TMNT and Meg 2 switched? But it's a long weekend here in Canada, so tomorrow some numbers may get adjusted, because look at the difference between Oppenheimer and TMNT. It's only 700,000. So an extra day here maybe could move TMNT into the third spot. So don't be too shocked next week if these numbers get a little bit adjusted. Let's go over to the TMNT example here. 43 million domestically, 8.5 internationally. So it hasn't quite opened up yet fully in its international markets. But what are people saying about TMNT? Because I've heard absolutely nobody talking about TMNT Mutant Mayhem. Even the people I know that have gone out to see it, nobody's talking about it. So what is it fair on the tomato meter? 96 by the critics, 92 by the audience. This is one of those scenarios again, guys. I don't understand it. The high 90s and people just aren't going out to see it. Same with, this just happened to Mission Impossible. They came out with huge scores. Nobody's going out to see it. They're going to see a movie that's 3 weeks old before they go see this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. So people are still going out to see Barbie. Barbenheimer is still going strong. Meg 2 was able to pierce that a little bit, but that had Jason Statham. That had like the big flare of like the CGI sharks and stuff like that. See how it went down. I understand the criticisms of that film. We'll go into that in my review and stuff. But TMNT, I probably will see TMNT this week. Haunted Mansion, rounding out the top 5. Yeah, Oppenheimer, 552 million. That's good for that movie because it had $100 million budget. Oppenheimer becomes highest grossing World War II movie ever made, pushing Saving Private Ryan to number 3. Really? What would be the number 1 then? What is number 1? Just take a look. Any guesses? Surpassing both Dunkirk and Saving Private Ryan. Was Dunkirk number 1? No. Saving Private Ryan is good though. So Dunkirk was number 1, and then Private Ryan. Huh. Okay. Huh. Oh well. Curious. No. But Oppenheimer was a different. Like, I understand there was like a war movie, but it wasn't like showing the front lines like Private Ryan, right? Different angles of the war perspective for sure. Both really good movies, so I can't complain about that. Oppenheimer, can't be too upset about that success. So I guess the only other question left here, James, is what was the budget for these new movies? What was the budget for Meg 2? Let's see if we can pull that up. 129 million. Meg 2, 129 million. Worldwide, 142 million. It's going to be fine. Now, it didn't have a huge marketing campaign. They held back, right? It wasn't like until, what, a couple months before they started putting out trailers and stuff. So, Meg 2 will be fine. Let's take a look at what TMNT, whoops, TMNT Mutant Mayhem budget. Now, if this is really okay, so it's not high. It's not, TMNT is $70 million budget, but only 51 in its opening weekend. But it hasn't had any of the international numbers. Now, I am going to say this about TMNT, and you've heard me say this before, guys, and it's going to be kind of like beating a dead horse. This is, TMNT is a property just like Barbie. It's just like Super Mario Bros. It should be reaching an audience of different generations. TMNT Mutant Mayhem, all Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles should be appealing to me, the first Ninja Turtles fans, just as much as the young people. Unfortunately, with Mutant Mayhem, the trailers made it look like it was just being tailored to the younger crowd. Like the really, really younger crowd. Like they were trying to reintroduce the Turtles. You don't have to do that. That's what I don't understand. As soon as the executives get a hold of this kind of a property, they're like, we got to make it for kids. Otherwise, if kids can't see it, well, kids went out to see Super Mario, and you didn't dumb it down for us fans, age fans. People obviously went out to go see Barbie. That wasn't dumbed down. In fact, that script was really sharp, and that made $1 billion. Mutant Mayhem, tailored just for kids that I know of just yet. 51 million. That's it. Because you've shrunk your audience. But TMNT should appeal to a grander scope of audience members. So, what do you guys think? That's pretty much the weekend's box office. But it does lead into our next one, TMNT 2. If TMNT Mutant Mayhem hasn't made enough money, which it hasn't yet, to break even, is there even going to be a second one? TMNT director teases how Mutant Mayhem 2 will evolve. The Turtles, the kids are changing in their lives. See, now, there you go. That quote exposes exactly the mentality of not only the director, but of the studio that backed that director. The kids. I don't know any teenager out there that appreciates being called a kid, especially me when I was a teenager. You don't call me a kid. In fact, I don't even like you talking to me. Buzz off. That's what I would say. How dare you call me a kid? Now, we as adults, we still look at teenagers as kids. So there's a condescending tone to that I don't appreciate. Because that's the secondary, that's like even a third attribute that you should be looking at as kids. No, they're mutants. They're turtles taking on crime, trying to find their place and their understanding in the universe. And then there's like, some jousting for like leadership control between Leo and Raphael, right? So it's kind of like those all come before the fact that they're kids. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. Am I reading this wrong? Because I always said that the backbone of the story should be an emotional center, right? So are they trying to use the kids angle here as the emotional center? I could be wrong. I don't know. But if it doesn't make a whole lot of money, then you're not going to get a Mutant Mayhem 2. You know that they had, going into this, what was it, Seth Rogen that came out and said that, oh yeah, don't worry, Shredder will be part of the second one. Were you not focusing in on making a good first one? I don't know. If you guys went out and saw Mutant Mayhem on the weekend, let me know if you did. I may go see it tomorrow in a cheap matinee because it's Cheap Tuesday tomorrow. Let's see what they said here. Slash Film, Rowe. Is that the director? Jeff Rowe? Yeah. I think we'll lean into it. It would be the funniest thing in the world if for movie 2, Micah Abbey just was the world's deepest voice and we're just like, oh, okay, great. Was that the guy who played Donatello, because apparently, like, even my niece said in the trailers, Donatello wouldn't sound like that. He sounds like he's 7 years old. A teenager. Anyway, and then again, look at the hubris and the arrogance here. The funniest thing in the world, if we for movie two, he's already talking like he's got it greenlit, like he's got it going, and that's something else too that we, as movie fans, I think we're cluing into. The entitlement that these things have to be franchises, that the already got a second one, despite how bad, if the first movie doesn't perform, we're getting a second one regardless, with you in the director's seat. If the first one didn't work out, like that vision didn't work, you want more. And that's what you see. What I'm getting at here is that, oh, the first movie didn't do so well at the box office. People just were not reacting to it. Greenlight a sequel and give them more money, and they'll eat that up, right? We said no to the first time, but you're going to feed us a double scoop of it for the second one. That we're catching on to that as movie fans and as movie audience goers. No. How about just making the... Again, I could change my tone when I see the movie, guys. I could be the one out there championing this film. But I'm just kind of like, don't get too far ahead of yourselves. Rose Byrne is in this? Cool. Talking about... Now, Rose Byrne wasn't a big hit recently. She was in Insidious 5. And that was the highest grossing horror film of 2023 so far, guys. So she's had a hit. John Cena, has he had a hit this year? He was a little bit in Fast X, but that one just barely broke even. Yeah, we'll go... Corey Coleman from Double Toasted. Okay, I trust his opinion. Let's take a look. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mutant Mayhem has a lot of heart. It's one of the best movies of the summer. Really? Really? Well, let's see if we can find a contrasting negative review, because this is, again, a movie that a lot of people are liking, but nobody's talking about. Like, no, I don't hear any buzz from any of my movie friends, like other people that go and watch the movies just like me. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's tweeting about it. So anyway, Denver Post didn't like it. Simply being better than past failures does not make something good. While Mutant Mayhem does several things right, from its likable voice cast to its refreshed version of the Turtles' origin story. Oh, they tried to redo the origin story? Don't like that. It's also gets stuck in the same gunk as its forebears. There's a little complexity to the characters and no surprise to the plot. And even the messaging about tolerance, good intentions, and the outsiders finding their brood is so unimaginatively expressed that it feels cliche, says New York Times. So, with all of that on the plate, guys, how are you faring here? Are you smelling sequel? Does this smell like sequel tone? Are my arguments unjust? Do you find them grotesque and misguided? Yeah. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Okay. So, some live comments here. Whoops. Artela says, I would have guessed Schindler's List is the top World War II movie. That's up there for sure, right? I'll tell you, I think Oppenheimer's better than Schindler's List. Yeah. All right, shall we just get into the Meg 2 review? Maybe? I don't know. TMNT has had a lot of good reviews, but still waiting for it on streaming. Yeah, maybe that's the thing too. If it was live action, I would have given it a first look. Yeah, me too. If this was a live action Turtles, I would have prioritized it over Meg 2. And that's another thing that they're losing out on too. Is we've seen animated Turtles before. We've seen the CGI version of the Turtles before. Now, I was watching somebody's reaction of like the 90s Turtles movie, like younger people watching it. They were really shocked. They were shocked on how good it looked. They were like, wow, those suits look rather impressive. They were dumbfounded that they could move that well. And as I said, I think this is a movie that we should, because they feel tangible, right? You can feel like that because they are standing next to April O'Neil. And Shredder was cool too, right? I felt like Shredder was pretty cool in this one. It got again. Uh, the executives got their meat hooks on it and said, "Well, this is too dark. We can't have it like this. This is for kids." Well, you told the story that the turtles were originated from, and that was good. Like like Splinter getting abducted by the Foot Clan and like them going to save him. Like that was the basic gist of the game of the storylines. Is just like, why didn't you you don't need to reimagine it, right? And there was some good camaraderie there. Yeah, if they like, I understand that you could see like the neckline where the helmet goes on and stuff now, but you can use CGI. You're saying that it's using CGI to go through every frame and take and clean that up a little bit so that it looks like smooth instead of like having like the neck piece hang on there and stuff. You can't use CGI to enhance this and take away like aug- augment the blinking eyes and the moving eyes and stuff like that. You can't fix it up like that instead of just having a complete CGI character. Um, TMNT CGI favors. Yeah. Um, love this one. Love this image here. Because here they're standing against April O'Neil, but do you feel like they're actually any of them are standing there? Yeah, our eyes just tell us no, right? Um, so when you're standing here with April O'Neil, kind of like, what's better, that or this? That or this? Uh, Hands down, this. I know that doesn't look like that's with an old camera. It's not as clean, right? The plates are not as clean. But why isn't Raphael's thing red? I never understood it. Anyway, enough about the turtles. Let's get in and let's do my review for uh, Meg 2. In fact, I want to see if I can upload a second. Um, I had two videos where I do show both. Okay, yeah, that one's better. All right. Pfeiffer in the live chat says, hey, how's it going? We're about to do a movie review here for Meg 2. All right, let me pull up my Meg 2 materials. Do I need my Meg 2 budget thing? Meg 2 budget? Yeah, well, that's pulling up my materials here, guys. Pump high energy for Meg 2 review. High energy. I'll try. Um, okay. Actually, I want to pull up the trailer for it as well. Meg 2 trailer. Let's get into that. Meg 2 trailer. Hmm. Meg 2, The Trenches in theaters, guys. And did you go out and see it? Did you go out and see Jason Statham kick a shark? Yes, he did. Guys, you know that this movie was just big, silly fun, and that's what this movie delivered, right? I had fun with it, so let's talk about it. A research team encounters multiple threats while exploring the depths of the ocean, including a malevolent mining operation. Now, of course, you know that Statham is back in this. Jing Woo is in this, and Shuya Sophie Kai. She was in the first one, right? And so was Cliff Curtis, Paige Kennedy. So you got some people returning. Cliff Curtis and Paige Kennedy had some good chemistry in this. And then I found myself, actually, when I was watching this movie, I was kind of like, I think I prefer the people talking instead of all the CGI-ness that they're trying to deliver. Does the CGI stuff bring it down to B-movie material? A little bit. But it's kind of like, I was pleasantly surprised. There's a part of this movie that feels like it was almost two movies. If you've ever seen that movie Underwater with Kristen Stewart, where they got to walk from one enclosed space that's kind of like destroyed underwater, it's kind of like that, but then it's mixed with a Meg movie at the end. So it was kind of like, I like that change of pace and tone, right? I appreciated that. And CGI sharks, guys, let's be brutally honest here. The sharks, they don't look real. I don't know if they're supposed to look real. Like if they purposely made them look like not like real sharks. Let's watch them kick that shark. Yep, there you go. Guys, I had a unique experience with Meg 2, The Trench. I saw it in a theater where it was called Screen X. So I don't know if you can see that like that, maybe a little bit. It wrapped. So this is the main screen in the background. And then on both sides, it wrapped around. So it felt like you were totally immersed in that theater. See how it kind of like, it wrapped around like that? I felt like that was worth the price of admission for me to see this movie. And I saw this in Scotiabank Arena downtown Toronto. So seeing it wrapped around like that, it was a really immersive experience. I wish I could have seen a bigger movie, like, I don't know, Mission Impossible or something like that in that format, because that would have been interesting. But I just wanted to let you know that maybe I was a little bit biased to the presentation of it, but I liked what I saw, and I didn't think that I would. I went into this movie thinking that, guys, it's Meg. The first Meg, it was kind of like, yeah, really, Meg 2? Are we going to go there? 28% by the critics, 73% by the audience, so the audience is liking it a lot more. And I agree that, more with the audience than the critics here. Let's see what the critics say. Let's see if we agree with them. And I'll let you know my thoughts. Vanity Fair said, Meg 2 is confident in its schlock, piling on one ridiculous conceit after another at such a pace that the audience can't help but be swept up in it. Yeah, the pacing is good. As I said, it has those like dual stories, kind of like transforming story, right? I like that. That is a harder needle to thread that many filmmakers seem to think. It's not enough just to be stupid. Something else about that kind of duality storyline about like them being trapped underwater, like how are you going to get out of here kind of stuff. The mechanics, the physics behind it, you throw that out the window and you just kind of like, you get on board with it. And this little girl, like she really tried. Like she was really going for it. And as a Cliff Curtis there and this guy had some good chemistry. But this little girl, I'm going to have to keep my eye on her resume going forward because, yeah, she brought it. That's cool. Same with that guy. Shark, like, look, it's almost like it's smiling. It's grinning at us. It knows how silly it is, right? There's just no physicality to it. There's no weight. You don't really feel like there's that big ominous thing in the water right before him, right? But you don't really care about that because, as I said, the banter between the actors here and Statham, you know, if you liked his other movie, Meg, the other Meg, and you like him in other things, like Expendables and stuff. It's kind of like that kind of a role for him. I like it. I thought it was good. So let's take a look at some of the negative ones and see what people are saying here. Um, CNN, Meg 2, the trench doesn't overly mess with the formula, but it does muck up the simple strengths of the story with all kinds of unnecessary side plots. In the process, the film goes from Shark Week to Shark Week. Well, as I said, subplots. Some people may not like that duality of the story of them being trapped underwater for some part of it and then being brought up, but I liked it. No, it's not a film that I'm rushing to go out and see. It had a few switcheroos with who the bad guy was, sort of. I kind of appreciated that. Or what happens to the bad guys, I suppose. Um, Meg 2 had a production budget of $129 million. How did it fare on its opening weekend? 142 worldwide, so that's pretty cool. It did come in the second spot. Barbie blew it out of the water. Forgive me. I said it. But I think the studio should be rather happy with that. Does it leave the door open for a sequel? Most definitely. Most definitely. Because there's something that's going on in the beginning of this film where they're talking about what the Megs are doing down there and stuff. Making baby sharks. Then yes, there's going to be possibly more Meg. That's not a spoiler, guys. I mean, come on. Even if this one died and you knew that there was going to be regardless, the shark dies, there's going to be another one. They're going to figure out some schlocky way for it to happen. So you know that's going to happen. Would I be open to seeing Meg 3? Yes, I would. As long as they keep it maybe a little bit shorter, because the runtime for this was 1 hour and 56 minutes. It kind of blew by for me. I thought it was pretty, it moves pretty fast. And that's what even the negative reviewers were saying. So guys, if you got some time on a matinee or you're curious about it, Meg 2 is worth a look. It is. It's harmless. You won't feel like you've wasted your money. Isn't that the best thing about movies that you want to hear? You don't want to hear that Haunted Mansion is kind of like, oh, I don't know. I'll just wait for streaming. If it's not going to be one of those. It's worthwhile seeing on the big screen because of like the spectacle of it, right? Do they fight a sharktopus? I don't know if I'll spoil that one for you guys, but yeah, we'll have to see. You'll have to see. Meg 2 in theaters. I wouldn't go as low as the critics. Can't go as high as the audience. But I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10 for the Meg 2. Yes, I feel good about that one. And I did try to stay for some post-credit scene. There's no post-credit scene or anything like that, guys, so don't worry about that. It's a pretty straightforward movie. Meg 2, did you go and see it? Let me know in the comments below if you did, and we will talk about it. You're watching Mirror Domains. All right, so that'll be cut out and put up on the channel later on. Let's try to get back into some of the movie stories. Let me see what I'm doing here. Chat capture needs to go back up. Pump high energy for Meg 2 review. Hopefully that was high enough review. All right. Yeah, so what is coming out next week then? Let me go over to my theater listings. Because Gran Turismo was supposed to come out this Thursday, guys. And the only other thing is opening up is Last Voyage of the Demeter. That Dracula story. That's the only other thing opening up this week. Now, guys, I do want to see Last Voyage of the Demeter. I do. Because it's Dracula taking people out on a boat. And the trailers looked like it was like the creepy Dracula, right? Like the bat version of Dracula. So that's the only thing opening this week, because remember, Gran Turismo was supposed to come out this week, but it got pushed 2 weeks. I don't understand what that 2 weeks is going to buy you guys. I really don't. You should have just had it come out this week. And then the weekend after that, not this Friday, but the next Friday is Blue Beetle, right? King Mask says, is Blue Beetle going to be a flop? It is tracking to be a flop. Sadly, King Mask. Sadly, it is. Hearthstone is out this Friday on Netflix. Ooh, maybe we will watch. Oh, guys. Oh. Maybe Saturday. I can't Friday because I'm going out of town again. But maybe Saturday we can do a watch along for Gal Gadot's Heart of Stone. Right? Because I am slightly. I don't know why I like Gal Gadot. He's not the type, my type usually. But I am kind of intrigued by this film. Matthias Schoegafor. Is that how you pronounce that? Sorry if I butchered that. Oh, Alia Bhatt is in this. She's in a lot of Hindi films, right? Oh, she's in that Rocky movie. That's playing right now, right? Did I pull that up? Huh. Didn't I say that that Rocky movie was playing right now? Let's go over to my theater listings. Thought it was. Yeah, right there. Rocky. Huh, maybe I'll go see that in a matinee. Alia Bhatt is in this? Hmm. I don't know. Byford, did you go see this one? Rocky? I want to get back into it for sure. It's just this week, guys, I'm really still kind of busy with a whole lot of family duties. If you follow me on all the social media, you'll see some of the behind the scenes stuff, pictures of me at like Niagara Falls and stuff like that, at the Blue Jays game, lots of stuff. King Mask says, hello, Barbie. Hello, Oppenheimer. Yeah. Um, hopefully, Blue Beetle will be hitting theaters soon, too. Yeah, Blue Beetle is slated for August 18th, right? Yeah. Whoops. August 18th. So not this Friday, but the next one. I'll be going. No, I will be going to see this opening night for sure on Thursday. So next Thursday, I'll be there in theater watching this movie with my bag of popcorn. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, and she was in RRR. Fascinating. Fascinating. I saw Hostel Huduguaru this weekend. Oh, okay. That playing at the that playing in my theater. Oh, this one. You saw this Canada comedy. A pop culture flick that happens in one night in a hostel and is shot in a cinema verite style. The heck is a verite style? The term I am not. Does that mean like in one shot? Like they don't cut? French film movement, truth cinema, following the unusual technique of shooting sound and pictures together. The filmmaker first tapes actual conversations, interviews, and opinions after selecting the best material, the visual material to fit the sound off in handheld camera. The film is then put together in the cutting room. What? Also, huh? Okay, fascinating. I guess the Rocky movie isn't about boxing. No, no, Arglass is not. All right, let's get back into this. We kind of digressed here. Um, Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is not faring well at the box office, guys. It's dropped all the way down to the 7th spot in its 4th week. It's not having success like Barbie hanging on to the number 1 spot 3 weeks in a row. In fact, it only had one weekend in the number 1 spot, and that was its opening weekend. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning has made $493.8 million worldwide on a budget of around 250, I think, million. So, guys, it's not tracking all that well, which sucks because people really liked it. I had lots of fun with this movie. What does it do for a reckoning? Does it do to get a reboot? you got to let Tom Cruise have one finish out Dead Reckoning Part 2. Because if the box office is not going to be there for the returns, like despite him ramping up all the stunt work and stuff, it's just not proving at the box office, and I can't explain it because it has all the right ingredients: top tier stunts, acting, um, compelling story. But people just aren't going out to see it in droves. They're not responding to it the same way that they are Barbie. That pushed it over its $1 billion mark. And Mission Impossible should be one of the, like, I thought Mission Impossible should have been $1 billion film this year. It should have been, but it's going to crawl over the 500 million mark because it's run, guys. It's pretty much done. It's 4 weeks now. It's out of the top 5. And that sucks. So, this article over on Variety poses a very interesting question. Is it time for it to reboot? Why were people going to watch it in the first place? Was it because of all the big stunts? I don't know if it can be. Because this Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning had a lot of really cool stunt work in it. This is the storyline. Maybe they're just done of, I don't know, like Tom Cruise trying to save the world kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe they need to dial it back. I tell you, maybe that's what they need to do is dial it back again. It's a good question, and it's going to be one just like Fast 10 was. Fast 10 cost 350 million, only grossed like 600 million at the box office. That's not big thumbs up. That's not a success enough for you to say, well, let's give you more money to make a sequel that's going to make around the same amount of money. That's like me saying, hey, give me the $3. Give me $3. I'll make sure that you can get $6 back. But if you gave me $3 and I only gave you $4, and I said, oh, well, give me back that $4 to make a sequel of the same strategy that I've been using, and maybe I'll make you the $8. Does that sound like a gamble that you would want to do? A business investment that you would want to do? No, it wouldn't be, right? And I think Mission Impossible, sadly, they're going to allow Tom Cruise to finish it out, his part 2. But I think after that, box office wise, it's shaping up that it's it, man. That this roller coaster ride here is over, and it sucks because Haley Atwell was really cool in this too. She was. Hmm. Food for thought. Some live comments here. Siren90 says, "Hey all, hey Siren, how's it going? Poor Tom put so much on the line and gets panned by a doll and a bomb. Yeah, I think Barbenheimer really sunk it. And trust me, the marketing people are studying how Barbie and Oppenheimer did their marketing, right? Um, they're going to try to learn from it, which is good. You should try to learn from things. All right, we're really behind schedule. MCU 5. Let's talk about this. MCU Phase 5 changes again with surprise MCU show return before Loki Season 2. What? A string of schedule changes to the MCU. Loki Season 2 anticipated premiere date. Marvel faces production delays due to labor strikes. Well, we know all about that. Loki and I Am Groot are ready for release. Yeah, I Am Groot Season 2 is supposed to come out September 6th. Okay, a month before Loki Season 2. That's only like short stuff, right? What If Season 2? I don't really care about that. Loki Season 2 trailer, though, was ranked pretty high from what a lot of people saw that trailer. I don't really care about the I Am Groot one. Is that John Krasinski in the Loki Season 2 trailer? What? I don't think so. Guys. Yeah, but with things getting shifted around, we just got to be keeping our eye on this. On the MCU. Right? Because it's going to impact things. Maybe things that coming forward, we'll have to take a look at. Incredible Hulk. Director reveals plans for scrapped sequel. Grey Hulk, Red Hulk's a lot of good stuff we were planning. So this was back when Mark Ruffalo was not the Hulk. It was played by Edward Norton. That this version of the Hulk was supposed to have sequels. We haven't gotten a sequel for that movie because of the rights issues. MCU doesn't have full control over the Hulk. They can use him as a side character, but they can't make a direct movie about him. So that's why he's never made like a Hulk 2, if you are new to this kind of stuff, guys. In an interview with comicbook.com, Louis Leterrier shared that he had a whole sequel plan for the Marvel character Hulk. There was like Grey Hulk, Red Hulks. There was a lot of good stuff that we were planning, he told the website. So if there had been a sequel, would it still have been Ed Norton, or would have they have replaced it? They would have replaced it with Mark Ruffalo, I think, right? And it sucks because Edward Norton, he's a good actor. He just wanted so much control over the script and stuff like that. I liked him as Banner. I did. But Ruffalo was also really good. He was a good replacement. Meanwhile, fans might still get Red Hulk on screen soon. I think they will, with Harrison Ford coming, Thunderbolt Ross in the Thunderbolts, Captain America New World Order. We know that Liv Tyler, his daughter, is going to be back, right? Will return in her own alter ego, Red She-Hulk. Well, I hope that too. Red She-Hulk? I'm on board with that. I would be. Why not? So that's something that could have been. It's not going to happen for the reasons that I said, that they just don't have the rights for it, right? Siren says, could the concept of a generational gap be to blame? Top Gun and Mission Impossible don't necessarily speak to the younger crowd. Maybe. Did the young people go out and see Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning? It's a good call, Siren. Plus, there wasn't a lot of marketing, not much as Barbie, lol. Tom had me at hello, I'd watch another MI sequel. Me too, Hourglass. Like, it was good. It was a fun ride. It really was. Just, yeah, maybe it didn't get the audience. Runtime had a long, it was 2.5 hours, right? And when younger people see that, they're kind of like, I don't know. But then when you look at something like, well, Oppenheimer, that's 3 hours. That's 3 hours and 16 minutes or something, right? People are resonating with that. So it's maybe how you appeal to the different audience demographics. It's hard to say. Let's switch gears over to the DCU. Dwayne Johnson on Black Adam sequel being dropped, caught in a vortex of a new leadership. Black Adam, it was fine. I'm not rushing back to see it. Dwayne Johnson this was his passion project. He wanted to do this for decades. He got his chance, and the script sucked. Oh, seriously, what was all that stuff with the young kid? I don't understand that. He's a bad guy. Show him become the bad guy. I don't want to see him become the sympathetic anti-hero. And that was the problem with Dwayne Johnson taking on the role, is that he didn't know if he would want to be represented as the bad guy. Because this is a guy who will fight Shazam. This is a guy who will fight Superman. He's the bad guy. I want to see him doing bad things, right? We didn't get that much. It was kind of like, ugh. I did like the Justice Society, though. I did like Pierce Brosnan in this film. I liked Hawkman. Aldous Hodge as Hawkman. Oddly enough, I liked Noah Centineo in this movie as well. I got caught in a vortex of new leadership. So it looked like this all happened. Like, well, we know what happened. Dwayne Johnson got Henry Cavill to come in and do a cameo, and the old leadership was on board with that. They were going to have a team-up movie of them fighting Superman. New leadership comes in, wipes the slate clean. Sort of, maybe, we don't know, because Gal Gadot may still be around. But Black Adam and all of that looks like it's all done. It's done, guys. The Snyderverse is done, and the Flash bombing at the box office definitely proves that it's done. One quote shows exactly why the Snyderverse doesn't fit in the new DCU plans. Okay, what's that? What's the quote from James Gunn? Just from Gunn? Gunn and Safran told the Hollywood Reporter, quote, "Our commitment to Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Harley Quinn, and the rest of the DC stable of characters is only equaled by our commitment to the wonder of human possibility that these characters represent." How does that change anything? That the Snyderverse doesn't fit? What? The wonder of human possibility that these characters represent. Is that a shot at how, like, Snyderverse criticism that Snyderverse is too dark, it's too serious in tone? Is that a shot at that? The biggest problem was that they killed Superman in his second movie. That's the biggest problem. That's it right there. And then you try to reinvent Superman for some ungodly to try to what? Appeal to a younger crowd. Maybe that was the strategy. It didn't work. Anyway, we'll see how the new DCU goes. We'll see how Marvel Phase 5 goes. It's not looking positively all that bright for comic book movies right now. We'll have to wait and see. At least in those franchise. No, let me rephrase that. It's not looking bright for franchise comic book movies. But James, Matt Reeves' Batman is franchise? Yeah, I guess that is. Joker 2 is a franchise? Yeah, I guess that is. Marvel's is a franchise? Yeah, but that's not performing all that well. So we'll have to wait and see. Scream 7, let's talk about that. Let's get into some horror headlines. Scream 7 will bring back a classic Wes Craven element forgotten by the first two reboot sequels, and it's got a new director, Christopher Landon. Christopher Landon is going to be directing Scream 7. That'll make, who is that? Chris Schober happy, right? Because he's obsessed with Scream 7. So he did Paranormal Activity, the Mark ones. We have a Ghost and Freaky. We watched Freaky right here on the channel. We did a watch along for that one. That's that Vince Vaughn movie. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, we did. It's only got 13 views. Oh, mercy. 13 views. Yeah, some of them are worthwhile doing. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. Wait, who was with red cyborg looking eye? We saw Freaky live watch party. Who was with the red cyborg eye? What? Did I miss that? Who had the red cyborg eye? Must have missed it. Sorry. So yeah, he did Freaky. We have We Have a Ghost. We watched that one too, didn't we? Oh, so he's kind of a little bit all over the place with the tone. I like Scout's Guide to Zombie Apocalypse. So he's taking over the helm now for Scream 7. He's taking over from the team that did Scream 5 and 6, which is, I think, could be a good thing. He's been known with working with the younger crowd. Freaky was okay, but instantly forgettable, says Arglass. Yeah. It was fine. Freaky also had that girl who was in Quantum Mania, right? So I was just looking for some other big sites to substantiate this. It looks like for the most part it is confirmed. So I looked at his IMDb and it's not updated there. Upcoming time cut. Let's look at his director's credits. So it's not listed here yet on his IMDb, but it is being reported that that's what he's doing. So Hmm. Scream 7's new director sets up more goofy humor from Wes Craven era. So do you think he'll go for that goofiness? I don't know if they have to do that though, right? I will never forget Vince Vaughn kissing another boy's. Did he kiss? Because it was like a swapperoo. He swapped with a teenage girl in that movie, right? And he was a serial killer. Scream 7 can perfectly balance the best elements of the originals and the reboots. Well, I hope so. Thing is that the script isn't even being written because of the writer's strike. So I don't know when this is going to come out, guys, but I would suspect like they would like to have it come out next year, but I'm guessing Scream 7 is going to be 2025 or late 2024, depending on when the writer's strike ends. Yeah, that's it. All right, guys, it's really hot in here, so I got to try to bust through some of these stories as quickly as I can. Talk to Me is a horror movie that's out in theaters, and I really enjoyed it. Um, Talk to Me, filmmakers stand in solidarity with Zoe Tarakis after Kuwait ban over inclusion of trans actor. Oh, she was trans? I didn't know. Well, it doesn't shock me, but I got no problem with that. I don't care. Eliminating trans actors on screens will not eliminate trans people, Tarakis said in a statement over the weekend, adding that the decision to block the hit film. Yeah, this is just political fare for international markets. Again, don't. I understand, but in a country like that, you're not. You're going to get people angry for eating a French fry wrong. Actually, you may get people angry asking for a side of French fries. Who knows? You know, that's how like far back they are in society. That's how far behind us. We're ahead because we accept this here in North America. We got no problem with this here. Some people do in North America have problems with it, but they're the minority, and we stand up for rights for people. And she was good in it. Um, she did that thing where you hate her one minute, you like her the next kind of thing, right? Um, I liked it. So I'll stand up for that. Yeah. I didn't even guess. I didn't even care to guess. It was just there's an actor doing doing the role. That's all I looked at it as. And she did it good. She did good. All right. Next. Um, this is kind of a silly story. Not really silly. It's just it, it'll come up. Yoshi casting for Super Mario Bros. Movie 2. Of course, there's going to be a Super Mario 2. It's the highest grossing movie of the year so far. Barbie's coming up behind it, though, guys. Now, I thought that Yoshi doesn't talk. So, what do you mean that there's going to be like a talking Yoshi? There shouldn't be. He just makes noises, right? So, this article's got some possibilities as to who could be doing voices for him. Yoshi, Ryan Reynolds. See, I don't know if I like that because he's already done Pikachu, right? He's already done Pikachu. But I don't know. Um, I mean, Chris Chris did Mario and Lego, right? So possible. Michael Pena as Yoshi. Again, as I said, I thought he just makes noises. Alan Tudyk, he's always good. Yeah, well, Luna, that's a weird choice. I don't see that. Mark Hamill as Yoshi, that's a cool one. He does a lot of voice work, guys. He does. You know that he does Joker and stuff. That would be cool. Bill Hader. Maybe. I just don't see Yoshi talking. Tom Holland, Jim Carrey, Tom Kenny. That's an interesting one. Yeah. The guy who does SpongeBob? Why not? Or the most obvious choice is the guy who originally played Yoshi in the Super Mario Galaxy. I don't know. Maybe that one too. Don't know. Just some interesting ideas. All right, guys. I think that's it pretty much for me today. I am running a little bit over time. There's some other stories that we're looking at, but they're not really all that interesting. So let me just go to the Twitterverse and see if I missed. I guess it's not Twitter anymore, is it? We unequivocally stand with Strike. Yeah, good for you. Saltburn. Ironclaw and all of us strangers. I don't even know what all of this strangers is. It follows a screenwriter, Adam Scott, who has a chance encounter with his mysterious neighbor that punctures the rhythm of his everyday life. What? Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse will be released tomorrow. Wow, really? That's a quick turnaround. That's a real quick turnaround. Margot Robbie pitched Barbie, a billion-dollar movie, to Warner Bros. Executives. I gave a series of examples like dinosaurs and Steven Spielberg, and like now you got Barbie and Greta Gerwig. Okay. All right. Plus, my mouth is really drying out here, and this coffee isn't helping. My bad. All right, we'll end it there with Barbie smiling because Barbie made it made $1 billion, and it's really hot in here. So I'm going to turn on my camera, turn on my fan. Can you guys hear the fan? I have my fan on. This is what I'd like to be sitting in, is my fan. But I think it'll be maybe making too much microphone noise. I'll have to see. Chris Schober says, how was the Blue Jays game? It was good. The one that I went to, we won. Glass says, Yoshi not talking doesn't really matter when you have the likes of Groot. You can make click noises all day long. I'd still watch Mario 2. Me too. I'd watch Mario. We're going to get Mario 2 and we're going to get a Barbie 2 for sure. Just work on that script, refine it. Maybe we'll see Barbie in a screen where it wraps around. That's what I want to see. Barbie. On a screen that wraps around. Yeah. That's what I want to see. All right. Guys, thank you very much. There'll be some shorts maybe throughout the week and stuff, but other than that, we're still on hiatus. We'll be coming back probably this Saturday to watch that Gal Gadot movie on Netflix. Yeah. But we'll be back next Monday for sure. Full steam ahead, guys. Full steam ahead next Monday. We're back. And I'll see you next time. Enjoy your summer days. You're watching Mirror